All right, folks. New knife day. Kind of saw a lot about these Demko shark cubs on the internet, and I thought I'd try one out. People seem to really like the grip on the budget version, and I find in my day-to-day tasks I'm not doing a ton of cutting, so when this goes dull, I can just sharpen it. It'll probably be once in a while, just with the OS 10A version. I figured I didn't really need the 20 CFE version. But if I find I'm using it a lot, I might upgrade to that. But the thing is people seem to like the scales on this more because they're contoured and a little bit thicker. And honestly, this thing's still crazy thin. So seems pretty good. Yeah. So I like the grip. It's got just like a, what do you call it, nylon. Can't remember what they call them, but basically it's the more budget type of grip material. It's kind of the kind of stuff you find on Spyderco knives and stuff, and it's pretty good. I like the deep carry clip on there. It's quite small. What do I got to compare to it here? I've got in my pocket, I've been carrying my Spyderco Ambitious in another budget steel HCR 13 MOV. You can see the Ambitious is a little smaller than this guy, maybe by like a ½ inch or something like that. So let's open them up. This one needs to be worked in a bit. It's not opening super great yet. But yeah, let's put them down kind of next to each other here and just see how we're looking. So you can see they've got pretty close to the same blade length. I'd say the Demko's got a little bit longer blade length. Maybe cutting edge is probably pretty similar, actually. Just because you got this little bit here that you don't get any cutting edge on, whereas the Spyderco you can basically cut back to the handle. Not that you're needed. I find I'm usually using the tip to cut into boxes and stuff like that, which is why I like this slicer shark design, where it's kind of like a drop point, or maybe kind of like a modified sheep's foot, whatever you want to call it. Which means I can do a little stabbing action if I need to do stuff, but it's good for opening boxes. I didn't want to get the shark's foot just because it's a little bit less useful for me. Like I like a knife that has a little belly on it for certain cutting tasks. So I like this. It's really light, way lighter than I expected it would be. Fits in the handle. I've got medium to large size gloved hand, and you can see there's a little bit extra at the bottom there for me, and then there's some at the top. And then people say you can choke up like this on them, but I don't see why you would ever do that, to be honest with you. If I was going to choke up, I'd just do a pinch grip like this and do something that way myself, but I don't know. Shark lock's kind of cool. I'm not a master at it by any means. I'm still figuring it out. But yeah, it seems to work. It requires quite a bit of force to pull back and open. But yeah, it seems to work quite well. I think I just need to get used to using it. Like you can see there's a little dent in my hand. That's how hard it is to pull back, but I suspect even the spring probably needs to be broken in a bit. But yeah, so this one's got the OS 10A blade. It's got stone wash finish, and you got the little Demko symbol there, and then OS 10A made in Taiwan. Came quite sharp, not crazy sharp like my Overland Sport from Schwartz Knives did, but still quite sharp. The blade's pretty thin. Let's compare the Spyderco blade. You can see the blade stock's a little bit thicker on the Spyderco, but of course it tapers towards the tip, whereas this one stays pretty consistent for the most part until you get close to the tip. I much prefer the deep carry clip to this for sure, and I just like the way this knife looks. It looks a lot better, I think. Pretty cool looking knife. It's got that unique lock. So let's compare it to maybe something like the Overland Sport, which is the sharpest knife I've ever owned in my life. So sanely sharp, I am scared to touch it. So this is kind of my other everyday carry. This is my fixed blade pocket carry knife. They're about the same overall length, actually. They're pretty close. I'd say the Demko maybe like just a hair bigger, maybe. It's kind of hard to tell, to be honest. I think they're almost the same. As far as blade length goes, you get quite a bit. well, they're roughly the same blade length, but I'd say you get quite a bit more cutting edge on the Overland Sport. And then, you know, this thing feels real good in the hand, feels solid. This thing feels pretty light and flimsy, but I'm sure it's tough. It just doesn't feel tough. It doesn't give me that impression. It's just super lightweight. Like, I don't know, people weigh these about 3 ounces, which is like, feels airlight, but that's perfect for pocket carry, honestly. That's makes it a wonderful carry knife. So yeah, I gotta fiddle with this more and get better at opening it. I can't really flick it open that well for whatever reason. I think it just needs to be broken in a little bit. But you can see that if I pull that shark lock back, it just dangles freely. So I think it's just gonna take some practice and fiddling. So yeah, that's my initial impressions of the Demko Shark Cub in Oz 10A. I really like the feel of the grip, so I don't think I'm going to go to the 20 CV version. I just don't feel like I need the 20 CV version. Like, I'd almost rather just buy another one of these Oz 10 ones for when I like destroy this one or something, or lose it or whatever. Just my personal preference. It's nice to have a blade that you don't need to sharpen much, but sharpening's fun. So, and you know, oftentimes all you need to do is just put it on like on your strop and just strop it a bit a lot of the time. So yeah, anyways, very cool knife. I'm excited to use this a lot, and I'll make some videos of me cutting with it, some boxes, cutting up some vegetables, that kind of thing. So look forward to that. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.